right. Our next question says, what did you think about Malia's email response to Mike? Do you think he will continue to harass her, or do you think he got the message and will go away? Oh, no, definitely going to harass her. And I definitely hope she does send that email to the Bar Association and makes a big deal about it. I mean, I want her to post it on social media. I want her to make printouts and post it up around town about the animal that he is, because really the only thing that makes men like this calm down is exposure. And that's one thing that I had to learn, because I held secrets for so long because I was ashamed and embarrassed of what happened. You know, but it kept him in power, because I didn't say anything. Well, I did speak up, but it was, through the courts and, hush, hush, not out to the world. But when I started being vocal and sharing with my community what was going on, he calmed down a little bit, a little bit. But it really helped put him in his place. Like, you're not running anything. So yeah, men like Mike, they need all of that energy. And I was really happy that Malia bossed up, said what she said, kept it short and sweet, because what we're not going to do is spend a lot of time on sir foolishness. Okay, so yeah, I loved this.
Fully agree. I loved it as well that Malia let him know. And I think instead of her just threatening him, like, if you do this again, I'm going to do this, I think at this point, he has given her enough information that you can go public. You can send this to the news, you can send it to the newspapers, you can post it on social media, you can make a TikTok video like Risa Tisa, baby. Who the F did I marry, right? So um, she has enough information at this point to do something to him. And I feel like the thing that I hate with our society is that when you do something to somebody and he's one of very few in this position and of this color, then oh, and you're trying to drag him down, and he stop making excuses for people who are toxic as hell. Okay, we can separate somebody's talent and brilliance and being good at their job and being a destructive human being. Those are two different things. You can say, I like your music. You can sing, you can dance, and you can rap. But as a human being, you get an F. You fail as a person, right? Because there's a long list of restraining orders against you. There's a long list of women that you put your hands on, a long list of men who you are feuding with. Let's just keep it 100, baby. Let's keep it a buck in this beat. You can be an extremely talented artist and be a very negative person at the same time. Two things can be true at one time. But that's not overlook certain qualities and certain characters because you're really good at making me laugh because you're a comedian. But on the other side, you go home and your whole family gets pummeled. We have to make it make sense here. So I know that Malia knows that if she sends that email and say if Mike does get disbarred or even just gets in trouble, I think like at this point he would be in trouble. But I mean, he might be suspended because he said the power that I wield. He's letting her know that because he isn't ADA, he has certain powers, and he's telling her I will use that against her because this is not his first time sending a message like that. Like I remember at some point before in earlier chapters, he had said something to the effect of like, I know what I know about you and your family, and I can use that to my advantage. So he's telling Malia with this newfound power that I have, I can make your life really, really difficult, right? So I feel like it's powerful that she has this information, but I feel like Mike's so comfortable, he thinks she ain't gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. But if she does, the society that's already struggling to accept her in her free thinking ways is really gonna turn on her because you're bringing negative attention. Why are you trying to bring this man down? Why are you making us look bad? Now you're going to make it harder for the other people who look like us coming up to be able to do this job because you had to go and tell and you could have just dealt with that internally. Some stuff can't be dealt with internally. Some stuff have to be aired out. And like you said, so and so, back down a little bit. No, he backed down a whole lot. His superpower was he could behave a certain way and nobody knew about it. But when you stripped him of all of that and showed you, this man has been sending me threatening messages for years and saying these things, big bad wolf shrank down to the size of a pea. He was a fried pea, honey. He was done. Okay. He went from being so big and so strong and so scary to being nothing but an unused vegetable. So, you know, took all that air out that tire. Like just took it out. Just aired him out, and he shrank to the size of a pea. So I'm glad about it. Start airing folks out. They need it. They need it.
It's so crazy. I was just thinking, I'm like, how does Malia have three men that are like, either you gonna be with me or I'm gonna ruin your life? Like, poor, poor Antonio.
Antonio's trifling, but yeah. But I mean, I was talking to a lady on the phone a couple days ago, and she was saying that she was in her younger years, she was dating this guy, and then it didn't really work out, but it didn't go very far. It was like they went on a few days, she liked him, and he started being like really crazy and saying like off the wall stuff to her, and she was like, ooh, okay. And she backed up and she said after that, he went out of his way to destroy her. He spread lies about her. He would call her and threaten her. He was so mad and angry. How dare you not want me after going on 2 dates with me? Like, how dare you see all this and not want it? Like, he was really upset with her, but she said he was like really mean. He was really rude to her, and she just like backed away. She didn't talk bad about him, but baby, he took it to the streets. He told everybody all these horrible things. Oh, I had her and I was with her, and she mad 'cause I don't want her. And she's like, I don't want you you know? So this is what people do when they can't have you, they will make up lies. And so I'm finding out because I have a high school son. The girls are no better than the boys. They lied to, oh, I already had him. Why is that a flex to claim that you've slept with people that you have never touched? Like you would never even have a choice. Like you would never have an option. It would never be an option for you. Do you want it? You don't want it. It would never be anything for you. And you're outlying. Where has society come to, folks? So people out here lying about, what I'm saying, smashing folks. You didn't. Why are you
Girl,
lying?
I don't know how you do it with them kids. I won't even entertain the conversation with mine. I'd be like, if I find out you're down there entertaining that foolishness, I will pull you out of school tomorrow. Don't you talk to that girl
Girl,
again. Trying to punk you into
girl,
a relationship.
girl. He get in the car back. And this guy said this about me, and I can't believe it. And I was like, what did you said what? And I'm like, you don't even leave the house, so we know that's not true. Everywhere you go, I take you. And I know dang well you have never hung out with her. Like, why are people lying? Like, the guys are lying, the girls are lying. We have a whole bunch of liars, and people think that it makes them look good to be like, oh, I've already smashed that person anyway, so like, whatever. Girl, that's crazy. Says after Mike pleads to win Malia back in his life, we see him checking his DMs to see which unlucky, yeah, unlucky is right, woman he will be choosing to spend the night with. He has his whole bag in the car, well, already packed and ready to go in the car. Were you shocked that he was talking to more than 15 women while lying to Malia about his eternal love for her? No, it wasn't shocking. I think it's not shocking, but it is kind of like, what are you doing? You just sent this whole message telling her about how, it's time for you. He said he wants to be married again. He said he wants more children because he has one daughter. He said he wants to buy a house here in Portland. Why? 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 You're saying everything while you're okay. Mike wants to marry an image. He wants to marry a look because he's not giving up the side chicks. That's not gonna happen. He clearly had said that he was thinking that if Malia was talking nice, he would go over there and have a little romp in the hay and then jet over to somebody else's house, like because he couldn't like let her down. He already had previous like. I mean, his libido must be high. You must be on a freaking 1,000. You gonna go rock her world real quick, give her the best night of her life, or the worst night, probably the worst night, and then you can go rock somebody else's body, like pulling out all them same moves and stuff. Like you real flexible tonight.
He's not. He is all talk, all talk. That with that little sausage. That's why he got to message so many people. Um, but yeah, no, I wasn't shocked that he was doing that. But the only thing that was shocking is his delusion that he apparently lives in. That is quite shocking, and it's just like, wow, you're really messed up, bro. Like, you got a lot of misconceptions in your mind about how women should be treating you, and you don't bring anything to the table. So that's what's shocking.
Girl, when you said his sausage, I was like, Vienna? I was like, yeah, okay, It says, I couldn't believe Mike was so angry about Malia refusing his advances that he beat the inside of his car up and hurt his wrist. He is extremely unstable. Do you think he will? What do you think he'll do next? I don't know what Mike will do next besides cry, whine. I'm sure he'll go over to whoever's house who said that he could come over and give her an unlucky night of whatever. He'll get ice and he'd be like, no, because I saw this dude, from because I think Mike's one of them guys who he's like, I'm corporate, but I'm a little street. He really isn't though. I think she's like, what happened to your hands? Like, nah, man, I run across this cat that, I saw him. He was talking mess a while back in the club. And so he was just yapping. I just caught him, you know what I'm saying? So that's why my hand is all messed up. You got a little ice I can soak this in, like, because he's not going to tell her that he was in the car and whoop the car because a woman who he really doesn't love, really doesn't want to be with, but he wants to be with her so that he could have, save face in front of his friends because he said he can have anybody he wants. Like he said, I'm knocking down whatever door I want, and I want Malia's door. I'm knocking it down, but he can't knock it down, so now he's upset about it. He has to save face. He wants to tell his friend, told y'all I could pull her. Told y'all she was coming back. Like that was not that was easy. Easy. So yeah, I think he's going to make up a lie about his wrist being hurt and what happened. He's gonna tell this elaborate story. I had my boys back in the club and this was round two. Like, yeah. Go ahead, Kyria.
That's funny. I think one, he's gonna call and cry to his mom about, how Malia is mistreating him and she needs to call Sandy and tell her daughter to get in line or else. And then after that, he's going to scroll through his list of second best and find one that looks closest to Malia so he can go and imagine that he's with Malia. And I think because now there's this video circulating on the internet of him getting handed um, I think he's going to use that as his sob story of what happened with his wrist, and be like, "Oh, well, she called these guys, and I was just trying to apologize to her. I don't know why she was mad. I sent her flowers, and she had these people assault me, and so he's going to use that as a sob story to get some, boo-hoo points from second best. So I think that's what he's going to do.
I definitely be like, my exes can't let me go. Like, I broke up with her years ago. She just wasn't the type of woman that I was looking for. Like, I'm a high value man of excellence and grace and intelligence with this amazing physique. And like, she just, I felt sorry for her. I had to give her an opportunity, right? Like, I felt sorry. You know, she's not that pretty. She's really not that smart. Kind of did her mom a solid, because like nobody was checking for her, like nobody checked for her. And I had
Her
no
mother
sense of
begged
security.
me to take her back.
Her mom, got me involved in this thing, and so eventually I was like, "Listen, I can't keep playing with you. You're not my type. I mean, you're not my preference. Like, I'm not calling you ugly. I'm just saying, like, you're not my preference." And and now I'm back in town and she's just all up on the brother. Like she won't let me go. Like she all on me, and now she got this dude who came out here. He tried to fight me because like I told her I wasn't interested. I told her I'm sorry. She came to my house. She didn't even have no clothes on up underneath that trench coat. She wanted me. And I was like, don't disrespect yourself like that. Like you're a woman. You were raised better than that. Frank and Sandy would be appalled. Go home. I sent her away. But she had a guy came and we had to get into it. So that's what happened. Girl, I make up things in my mind as I go.
You be hitting this so good. You like, she wanted a brother. All up on this. Girl, them shoulders be
There's laughter coming
shouldering.
out of me.
Mm, mm, mm,
When I dance, it's either the shoulders or the hips. So I'm gonna give it to you either way.
mm.
So crazy. Oh my God. I'm glad that I have you, that you love me. This is me being who I am.
Oh,
Welcome to
yeah, you
me.
make the world better. Like we was talking about the other day with
We
the road
was.
and keep rolling. Like, no, it wouldn't. It would be done.
I'm just for no reason. Here he is not here.
I don't know why I'm sad. There's this whole vacant space inside of me.
Uh, like that's fine.
Oh, all right, that's funny. I love it. All right. Our last question for the day says, if Malia decided to take Mike up on his offer to be back in a relationship with him, she's not. Do you think anything would change, or do you believe Mike only wants her because he believes he can't have her and this is a game to him? Oh yeah, absolutely change. Mike is just trying to conquer something that he didn't get a chance to before. I mean, he came back to Rose City and um, weren't they living somewhere else? Bianca, my bad.
Yeah, in California.
Yeah, so coming back to Rose City, everybody knew Mike and Malia, in Rose City. So he's trying to put that face back on for, who he was before he left. But yeah, it's totally a game to him. Like Karina said, he's just going to go and have a little romp with her and then make her feel like she wasn't good enough for him. Oh, you've changed. And then he's going to put it off on her. Oh, you're too independent. And that's what she's going to have her name out in the streets. Oh, I tried. I really tried, but she's just too independent. She
You
won't
too
let me do anything
masculine,
for her.
Malia. Like feminine.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. What I hope that happens, though, I hope he gets disbarred and falls into depression and starts drinking and crashes his car over a cliff, and does a solid for everybody in Rose City. But yeah, I digress.
If Mike had the opportunity to have her back, nothing would change. I'm gonna say, and you know why it wouldn't change, because he sent that email demanding for her to take him back, while yet he was checking his phone to see what good-looking woman had said you can come over, and he had. I think the book said out of the 15 they sent out, he had like 7 or 8 confirmed. Yes, come over to my house tonight. Now he's just going through the phone. Let me see. I'm sure at this point he's probably sizing them up. Like, what's
Looking
the
at them gold
maximum?
diggers.
Yeah, it's the
Them
gold
gold
diggers.
diggers.
Gold diggers, And he'll make sure that he just, what I'm saying, just, last night was fun. Let me just, just drop a little cash on you, what I'm saying? Go get little man a little haircut. You had a nice little time. I ain't paying you for your services or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? Just go get your son a new pair of Jordans. It's on Big Daddy, baby. Mike said he ready to be stepdaddy. He said he can do it. He can do it. He can be stepdad. Like, it ain't no problem. So,
He gonna act like he
yeah.
don't know you when he see you in the street tomorrow. So there's
He
that.
said, Uncle Mike here. He's the guy who got me the Jordans. Hey, what's up, little man? I
You gotta
probably
talk
met
to
him
your
when they
mama.
go. So I probably met that little boy when, at like the courthouse or something like that. They do field trips and stuff, and we take him, we show him, about how like the judges' quarters look, and we let him stand there and pretend to be the bailiff. Like, that's probably where I know that little boy from. Nah, 'cause I don't think I really know him though. Yeah, but nothing would change. I think nothing will change because we can see right now with Mike, nothing's changing. He's reaching out to Malia while he is checking for somebody else. So think that just answers the question. He just wants her back because he can't have her. He would have her. He'd be like, "This is what I was missing." Like, could have replaced you with like 15 different women. Like, there's nothing special about you, Malia. He strikes me as the type of person who would say that. So,
Yeah, and he would totally be bored because Malia's not going to be groveling. She's not going to be running behind him. Oh, let me get your shoes. Let me get this. What
yeah,
do you need? What do you need? What's wrong? You look upset. What's the matter? You had a bad day today? Well, come sit down, and tell me all about it while I lick your toes. Like, Malia's not going to be all up his butt. And that part, that alone is going to upset him and it's going to stress him out and be like, oh, my mother treated me better than this. How dare
I know
you?
my mama did.
And
My mother would never,
my mother would never, not
never,
comparing her to another relationship, but his mama.
you know, your
But
mama.
yeah, he's going to definitely be bored quickly because Malia's not doing any of that.
I definitely think, and I feel like for a lot of those women and who he is dealing with online, a lot of them aren't from that Rose City lifestyle. So of course being with Mike would be exciting. He's ADA and he goes to these fancy galas and he gets invited to art openings and exhibits and blah 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 blah, and he knows all of these like really influential people in the region. That would be very exciting to a person from the outside. But Malia, her family's getting invited to all that same stuff and she could attend if she wants to. So he's a big fish to I think people who want into that lifestyle. But Malia's like, how do I get away from these people? So no, he wouldn't change for her. He hasn't changed for her. So, and I mean, we laugh about it because it's just kind of funny at this point. Like, what are you gonna do? What else are you gonna? That's Mike. No, we're not gonna. It is Mike is who he is. Mike is good television. He's good for the book, baby. Let's talk about it. He's not gonna change, and I don't want you to change. I want you to stay who you are. Be you, boo. Well,
And
anyway,
people like Mike really help people like us to learn better, help us learn our lessons and grow and not
learn your
not to
lesson.
put up
They
with
said
certain
choose
things.
better. That's what it looks like. Don't choose Mike again. Choose
There
a
you
better means choose
go.
yourself. Yeah.
Hmm.
Stop being mesmerized by the vehicle. Stop being mesmerized by that watch. You know what I'm saying? I don't have my watch on today, but whatever. But don't be mesmerized by the watch. Don't be mesmerized, you know what I'm saying, by the jewelry. Don't be mesmerized by the fade. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mesmerized by the braids. Don't be mesmerized by the fit. Like, you just gave me money. Don't be mesmerized. There's a lot more that you should be mesmerized. He's a kind person. Ugh, he's good with kids. Like they always like kids and animals know when people aren't good. Pay attention, right? When that person's around elderly people, they see, just how are you treating other people, especially a person who has nothing to offer you. You know, People really show their true colors when it's a person who is like they're not trying to get something from or think that there might be. People won't even open the door for you. I mean, we talked about that when we were pregnant. I think you're pregnant. People just somebody already knocked you out. You're already taken. It was just like letting the door slam in my face. Like, oh my God, I was so not used to that. That's okay. Because this baby about to drop and that body about to be right again. And it's just like, as soon as I would have the baby and go back to my normal self, it just, oh, let me get the door for you. Nobody asking me for anything, not gonna get your phone number, but just being nice, right? Babe, when I was pregnant, it was like, I'm not. Any final thoughts?
Oh, just I love you and you're amazing and you're beautiful and I'm grateful to have you in my life.
I love it. See, this is why we're best friends, guys. Because this lady just sends me messages and be like, Karina, I love you. Because I a lot to eat, baby. I'm a whole sandwich with a thick level, a layer of like peanut butter. Get it
So
all
you are
covered
a
up in there.
buffet. Buffet, baby.
Yeah.
Don't you compare
But
yourself to a sandwich. People can handle sandwiches. They can't handle that whole buffet, baby, okay?
I was thinking about the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because like T likes a lot of jelly and a little thin amount of like peanut butter. I like more peanut butter and I like a thin amount of jelly, right? So I made him a peanut butter jelly. He, he doesn't like when I make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's like, you don't make them right, but I don't like when he makes me peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because I'm like, where's the peanut butter? He got all this jelly, just the bread is soggy and the jelly is falling. How much jelly? Give me that protein, baby. Give me that peanut butter. That's what I was thinking. Like, I'd be a whole peanut butter and jelly sandwich with all that extra peanut butter, and it has a little crunchiness to it, and no milk.
Choke, baby, choke.
So I love her because she gets me, and she's such a beautiful, wonderful, amazing human being. Her and Alicia both. I just God has truly blessed me with two dynamic women, not one, but two. You know how lucky I am? Like they know me and all of my wildness. They like me for me, and that's like really important that you find your tribe, find people who get you. So this beautiful, amazing, courageous woman is just doing big things. And I was reading one of her books last night, and you need to put the link in there so when this episode airs, they can see the trailer and all that, like have a little moment. I
That's
was
funny
so
because it's called The Sandwich, and we were just
that's
talking
what I'm
about a
saying. It's called The
sandwich.
Challenge, right? So throw that trailer in there, so they can get a chance to see what it is. Put that link in there, because she's an amazing writer. Her words paint pictures of this cabin in the woods, and I was like, "Ooh, somebody gonna get killed!" Like, I was like, "Okay." I'm saying like the way I was coming into it, I was like, "What? Did the friends have a little getaway weekend? Something about to happen at the cabin." So you guys gotta read this book. It's really good. So yeah. Yes. And then her daughter just released her first book, and it's a big deal. Like the school is really going crazy. The principal even called to congratulate her on her release of her book. So we're doing big things over here, baby. These kids is becoming authors. Okay. She has another son who had released his own books and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We tapping into the markets, honey. We're tapping in. I gotta tell my son when he gets home to get back to working on Viper One, because that's a really good book. But you see what we're doing over here, people. We're building legacies, empires. Yeah, we doing it. We're doing it. That's it for this episode of Rose City, the after show. We hope you enjoyed our discussion on episode 41. Why did he send this email? Like, what was he doing? Don't forget to tune in next week when we will be diving into another episode. If you haven't already read, what are you waiting for? Kindle Bella has changed the game, okay? They're giving you the first 10 chapters, not three, but 10 chapters free. So you really get a good feel for the book. So there's no excuse for like why you're not checking out this amazing story. You're going to be hooked. We're hooked. New episodes are being published quite often. We love hearing from our readers, so please add your thoughts, your questions, and theories to the comments or reach out to us on Rose City The After Show on Facebook. All links will be provided in the description. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week in Rose City. Bye.